Hello, my name is Ace and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about day 4 of Aerokinesis. So, if you do not remember already, in my last episode, I was talking about the difference between distant trials and speed trials. Basically, how far I move my hand or how fast I've moved my hand. Now, in today's episode, I wanted to try something that someone left in one of the comments called Mudras. Now, or Mudras, I don't know how they're actually pronounced, but these are basically different hand signs that cause your energy to flow in different ways. Now, I found this current mudra that was just like this, so I put my hands together to make this type of shape, and I meditated with a binaural beat. If you don't know what that is already, it's basically a constant frequency that lets your brain fall into a different state of awareness. This binaural beat was 222, like the angel number. Now, when I was using the mudra and the binaural beat while doing this trial, it let me click into my energy and actually visualize controlling the fire a lot easier. Now, beforehand, I could tell that I was something get restricted because my brain is too busy thinking on how I would do something. But since I had about 3 days of practice on this, my brain was rather confident on what I was trying to achieve. So while doing mudras, I was able to tap into how I wanted to flow my energy to my hand and out, as well as with visualization from the binaural beat, I was able to click into the flames gas and the gas flowing around it. Now, there has been a couple days between the trials, so while not doing the fire trial, I've been trying to connect to gas overall. And in doing so, this will let me click into the actual Earth's atmosphere. When I say that I connected to the atmosphere, I quite literally mean I can feel the gas being pushed around. And it's not just like wind when someone moves your hand, because obviously everyone can feel wind. But what I mean is, when I see like a car moving, I can quite actually vividly picture gas being pushed off of that car in the direction that the wind is being pushed. Now, this obviously probably sounds basic, but this is a bit more technical. It's like having a constant astral vision of the actual atmosphere. Now, if you've done astral projection, seeing the atmosphere of the planet is a lot easier when you know that, because you can separate your vision from this perception to a higher one. And I think when you understand that, you can click into your third eye, which lets you do that on just natural command without having to be in a meditative zone or state, which leads to whatever I figured out. I call this the gas site. I'll just call it that, I guess. But yeah, however, it's not a constant subconscious thing. I can't just walk around and then all of a sudden I see air. Like, air is obviously still invisible, and my brain tries visualizing its best representation of the said gases. But the sense is still there nonetheless. It's just how my brain perceives that sense. Now, how does this help me in a way? Well, I figured this out in between the days of 3 and 4, or today, and I realized this let me tap into the gases around my room and the gas flowing off the flame a lot better than trial 2. I say trial 2 instead of trial 3 because, well, trial 3 I had a great connection, and that was when I finally moved the flame, which also happened in this trial, thankfully, while doing the mudras and binaural beats. So, what do I do naturally when I'm not doing the trial and I'm still practicing Aerokinesis? So, when I'm meditating, I always try connecting more to the atmosphere. I always think about how Aerokinesis could flow or be used differently within my day-to-day life. And sometimes I get into like dead ends, right? Obviously, not every application of air is going to be necessary, or every application of life is going to necessarily need air. But I always try to see how I can incorporate it in my life nonetheless, as if it was already in my life already. Trying to visualize how I would react, how it would feel, what I personally would be doing instinctually to try to connect to it, or have the gas matter state be my own state. When meditating, you can control your mind to try to visualize your body as a different state of matter. Now, of course, you're not gonna shapeshift. I'm not telling you that's gonna happen, but you can put yourself in a subconscious zone or scape where you feel like you are nothing more than just gas. You can literally just be sitting there and you can visualize your whole body slightly separated as just a gas form. You're sitting there as a body of gas. That was when I finally clicked into the atmosphere. It just felt like the wind felt clearer, you know? It didn't feel so blocked, like it was just like a push. It was more like a connected feeling. Like whenever the wind blows, it feels like it talks. I think the last thing I'll leave it on is something I figured out like last night. Basically, what we allow to be our own infinity will become our own reality. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope I didn't stutter too much in this fucking video. And I love you guys. Have a good one. And stay tuned for part 5. As always, stay frosty.